Steve here. Philippians 2, 5 through 8 says, "Let this mind be in you, which was also in Christ Jesus, who being in the form of God, did not consider it robbery to be equal with God, but made himself of no reputation, taking the form of a bondservant, and coming in the likeness of men, and being found in appearance as a man, he humbled himself and became obedient to the point of death, even the death of the cross." I know we're not Jesus, but I also know that he was the model of servanthood and selflessness. Remember in Mark chapter 10, when James and John, the sons of thunder, were asking Jesus if they could be seated on his left and right hand in the kingdom? Another passage said it was Mummy that was doing that for him, but whatever. He asked them several questions about whether you could drain the cup that he's going to drain and be baptized with the baptism he had to face. They said, "Oh, we can, we have." They didn't have a clue. They didn't have a clue. Then in verse 41 through 45, "And when the 10 heard it, they began to be greatly displeased with James and John. But Jesus called them all together to himself, remember, and he said, that those who are considered rulers over the Gentiles lord it over them, and their great ones exercise authority over them. Yet it shall not be so among you, but whoever desires to become great among you shall be your servant. Whoever desires to be first shall be slave of all. For even the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve and give his life a ransom for many." William Booth was the founder of the Salvation Army, and their webpage says this: "He abandoned the concept of the traditional church pulpit in favor of taking the gospel of Jesus Christ directly to the people. Walking the streets of London, he preached to the poor, the homeless, the hungry, and the destitute." When fellow clergymen disagreed with Booth's unconventional approach, he and his wife Catherine withdrew from the church to train evangelists throughout England. The couple returned to the East End of London in 1865, where many followers joined their fight for the souls of lost men and women. In Bible.org, I found a story that illustrates somebody who understood the concept that Jesus modeled. When William Booth's army was beginning to make its mark, men and women from all over the world began to sign up. One man, who dreamed of becoming a bishop at one time, crossed the Atlantic from America to England to enlist in the Salvation Army. Well, Sam Brengle left a fine pastorate to join this army. But at first, General Booth, it says, accepted the services reluctantly and grudgingly. Booth said to Brengle, "You've been your own boss too long." And in order to instill humility in Brengle, he sat down to work cleaning the boots of the other trainees. Discouraged, Brengle said to himself, "Have I followed my own fancy across the Atlantic in order to black boots?" And then in a vision, he saw Jesus bending over the feet of rough, unlettered fishermen. "Lord," he whispered, "you washed their feet. I can truly black their shoes." You ponder that, Pastor Steve.